Hello, Phil here from Wings of Pegasus, and welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope you had a great weekend and that your Monday wasn't too bad either. And thank you everybody for joining in with the live chat room before things even got started here. Again, we had a lot of early birds in the house, so let me get you guys up on screen so we can see who is in the live chat room tonight. We have Stephen, Ginny, Leanne, Linda, Teresa, Teacherman1955, Paul, Kevin, Deborah, Susan and Dennis are in the house as well. Ginny and Kathleen is just going through with a donation. Karen's in there as well. Lisa, Patrick, Barbara, again, Dan, Joan. Hello guys, thank you for joining me tonight. So, I'm probably going to start this live stream with a little update as to some things or something that's been happening over probably the last week, maybe a little bit longer. It seems to be dragging on quite long, but you guys on Patreon will know what I'm talking about with the posts that I've done recently. And this is why, unfortunately, due to the fact that I've been spending a lot of time organising other things, I haven't had a chance to get over to Facebook to get any pictures for tonight's live stream. So if there are any new ones, I will be getting hold of those for the next live stream. And also, I know that I do have a lot of messages to reply to over on Patreon as well, but I've just been spending a bit of time trying to sort some things out, but I'll update you guys in a second. Before we do that, I want to get the names of my patrons up on screen, going along the bottom here. It always happens on these live streams, so a massive thank you to you guys. You know who you are. And while that is happening, let me get the super chat window up on screen as well, because we had a bit of action in there before the live stream even started. So a massive hello and thank you to Deborah, who has donated $50. Thank you so much for that. The message is, Phil, this for any fund you like. So thank you for that, Deborah. And this is the thing, we have the Cross the Pond Fund, also the Phil Fest and PhilCon, all those kind of things. So thank you for that, Deborah. Linda has donated $5. Hello, Linda. Thank you for joining me tonight. And the message is, hi Phil, Alexi is living on the edge tonight and predicts we'll reach 300 likes. So spike the likes, everyone, with a winking face. So great idea there from Linda. And also, Alexi, maybe we're going to get to 300 likes. I do not know. We can have an early spike of the likes as suggested by Linda, and a plug of the mug really early on. Why not? And that was actually perfect timing because Stephen just donated, and I don't know whether you can see the colour of my liquid almost the same as the guy in Stephen's donation there. This is a summer fruit squash tonight. And by the way, this is the Spike the Likes mug. You can get this in the tray underneath this video if you want to get your hands on your own one, but also on the other side, which I never show because I'm right-handed, but it's got the logo on the other side as well, and it actually says live stream Tuesday on there as well, so we are entirely relevant for tonight. So jumping into the super chat again, thank you Linda for that. And Kathleen has donated $20. Thank you for that, Kathleen. It's a straight up donation without a message there. That is much appreciated. King Nero has donated $5 as well, and thank you for that. The message is, Happy Bastille Day to all the lovely wingers. Vive la France. So thank you for that. And I hope you're having a great day in France, but wherever you are around the world as well. And Stephen donated $4 with the guy showing the mug. There isn't a Spike the Likes mug, it's just a normal mug with maybe some wine in something. I'm not sure what that's supposed to be. But thank you as well to Sandy for donating $5. And the message is, so sorry for the Carol Kaye kerfuffle. Please know we always have your back in case you ever need character witnesses. So thank you for that, Sandy, and the donation. I'll update you guys in a second with this, but let me just get through the donations that have just come in as well, because Mona has donated $50. Thank you so much for that, Mona. And by the way, guys, if you do accidentally donate too much money, or you just accidentally donate full stop, don't worry about it. We can sort it out after the live stream. It is no problem. And thank you, Mona, for that. There's no message with that, but Lucy has donated $24.99 underneath that. So thank you for that, Lucy. The message is for the usual Cross the Pond Fund, but that isn't in there, but we all know what it's for. Howdy fellow wingers and new wingers. Enjoy the fun. Thanks, Phil, Troll Patrol, and all for making this an enjoyable time. Y'all rock with some rock horns, a heart, and peace. So thank you for that, Lucy, and a massive shout out to the moderators tonight as well. I haven't spotted any of them in the live chat room yet, but I'm pretty sure that Carla will be in there somewhere, and maybe Neil. I think Laurie is away tonight, so it might just be Carla monitoring things at the moment, but a massive thank you to all of you guys for doing such a great job in the live chat room. So let me press on with just explaining what's been happening over the last probably week and a half, something like that. I did a video on Carol Kaye, and some of you might have seen that. It's quite a while ago now, but the guys that recorded the video messaged me and asked me to take down the video, to delete it. So I deleted that video from my YouTube channel, so you won't be able to find it on here anymore. And a couple of days went past and they emailed me again saying, can you delete the video? And I said, yes, I've deleted the video. So they then emailed me again a couple of days later and they said, delete the video now, otherwise we'll get lawyers involved or that kind of stuff. They also called me a failed musician, and I don't think they'd done any research on my background, because I said I actually am a musician, so I haven't failed. I do sell my CDs on a daily basis and send them out, and I don't think they'd read my bio or spent any time really researching me, but they said that all of my merchandise was fraudulent and something like that. I'm not really sure what they were on about. So anyway, I said to them, I have deleted your video exactly when you told me to delete it. So anyway, a few days went past, and this takes us up to probably a couple of nights ago or a few nights ago, and I got a message from Carol herself, and she called me a thief and said that she would go on her social media and call me a thief and let everybody know that I was that. Whereas I told her that I have removed the video. It's not possible. So anyway, tonight I've been speaking, and today I've been speaking with a YouTube representative who have assured me that they have all the proof that the video was deleted when I was asked to delete it, which has got to be maybe a week ago. So all of these messages that followed saying about me deleting it and getting lawyers involved and that I'm a fraud and a liar and yeah, a thief, all of those, I've now got the proof that YouTube can say it was deleted exactly when Phil said it was deleted. So all of these other messages weren't really required and were wrong. And I think the problem is, obviously talking with YouTube is great because they say, you know, they're in my corner, they've got my back, they've got all the evidence to support what I've been saying. I even recorded a video and sent it to Carol of me pressing on the link for the video that then goes through to this video has been deleted by the user. And then I actually showed her that 3 times. So then I went back, refreshed the page, pressed it again, video has been deleted by the user, and just to show her that it's definitely not on my channel and I definitely did delete it. So anyway, I haven't sent the message to the guys that did the filming or Carol yet about saying that YouTube have it all on record, so if they want to follow up with them, they can get it straight from the horse's mouth, and all of the conversation that I had with the YouTube representative is logged as well, so they can see that. I've also taken a screenshot of them explaining that the video was definitely deleted when I said it was, so all of those following emails weren't required. I think what might have happened is, and thank you Ray for letting me know over on Patreon, I think there's a glitch and it's something that YouTube can't explain, or have at least said to me the video doesn't exist, so they don't know why it might be shown as being private. Because anyone that tries to click on that link will find that the video doesn't exist, it's been deleted, but it might show up as private in a playlist or something like that. I don't know whether that's something that YouTube can fix. It's definitely a glitch, and maybe they've been seeing that and think that I'm showing it to a private party of people or something. But needless to say, it's now, fingers crossed, all been sorted out. The good thing is that it's all been logged. So anything that I get in the future, if they are questioning it, if Carol emails me again, if these guys email me, then I can just put them onto YouTube and say, look, I've done all of that I was asked to do, and YouTube have got it all logged. They've got all the proof that I did what I was asked to do, and if you've got any problems with it, then take it up with YouTube. And yeah, actually, it was great. I didn't even realize that as a YouTube creator person who has over 100,000 subscribers, I can access YouTube people at the drop of a hat, pretty much, just in a live chat, because they've got, I think it's the YouTube partnership or something. I'm totally oblivious to all of these things I've got at my disposal, but it meant that I could instantly talk to somebody about my channel and any problems that I might be having. And this was the only time that this kind of thing has happened. I think also maybe in Carol's defense, she isn't switched on with the internet and might have been contacted by the guys that did the filming of the video and might have told her that the video's private and he's showing it to people without our permission, and then she maybe got a bit annoyed with that, didn't really understand the situation, and that's why she sent me that aggressive email. And she actually sent me 2 of those. But now after this live stream, I will get into all the messages on Patreon and Facebook. So thank you guys for all of your support during this last 3 or 4 days. I have been dealing with it for a bit longer, but I was hoping it would just go away, but then it just seemed to prolong into the next few days. So it just started to have a bit of a knock-on effect of me being able to do things and answering messages. So that's why I'm a little bit behind at the moment. But thank you guys for all of your support, all of your messages of support on Patreon as well, and Facebook. It's massively appreciated. But that was just to fill you guys in on the situation. It's a bit annoying because it does take a lot of time away from what I do, and it's just something that, unfortunately, they just didn't take my word for it that I did delete the video when you asked me to. So the next pretty much week's worth of emails weren't required at all. But anyway, that is that, and I'll probably email the guys in Carol just with the screenshot of the conversation that I had with the YouTube representative, that what I was saying was true and I'm not a thief, and this channel is all about just being honest and enjoying music, and if anything, the opposite of thievery, because I'm always saying about keeping the rights to your music, not signing record deals, having your publishing rights, maintaining those. So unfortunately, I think they haven't done any research on me or the channel. They've just seen that video and maybe didn't even watch the whole video, and then it all just escalated. But fortunately, well, hopefully now it's finished and I won't have to deal with it anymore. It is going to be something that if they do want to pursue it, they pursue it with YouTube and not with me, because I have done everything that I've been asked to do and they have all the evidence on that. It's all logged on YouTube. But anyway, thank you guys for sticking with me during that long explanation of what's been happening. Thank you everyone for sticking with me over on Patreon as well. It is massively appreciated. We will get into the first video of the night. We have had a bit of action in the super chat window, so thank you guys for this. And Carl has jumped in with a $5 donation, so thank you for that, Carl. The message is the usual: please stay healthy and stay safe all. We've got more drive-in type concerts upcoming. Miss live music so much, so this type helps. So thank you for that, Carl, and good news that at least you can drive along to see some live music. And Teresa has donated $5. Thank you for that, Teresa. The message is: hi Phil, I am preparing to go to the animal shelter for a cat. Do you have any pets? No, I don't have any pets. When I was a kid, we had 2 rabbits, but ever since then, I haven't had a pet. I would probably like to have a dog, but at the moment I'm so busy, I won't have time to take it for walks and do all that kind of stuff. But maybe in the future at some point I'll get a dog. But I do like all animals. I would probably just rather have a dog than a cat. My dad's allergic to cats anyway, so that probably wouldn't work out if he wanted to talk to me or something and there was a cat nearby. So yeah, I'd probably go for a dog in the future. Maybe at some point. You probably won't see a dog running around in the studio while I do these videos, but you never know. Maybe years into the future something will happen and we'll have a Wings of Pegasus dog. But anyway, thank you so much for that. And I'm just going to have to scroll up a little bit to make sure that I don't miss any. So Teresa was followed by Fred, and Fred has donated $5. Thank you for this, Fred. And the message is: the difference between a dead dog and a dead lawyer in the road, skid marks before the dog. So thank you for that, Fred. And I would tend to agree with that view of lawyers and all that kind of stuff. And it is a bit silly when people start mentioning lawyers and all this kind of stuff, when it is such a simple thing to rectify. That when somebody asks you, can you delete this? You say yes and you delete it, and that should be the end of it. But all of the lawyer chat, I think, was a little bit unnecessary, but it's just the way that things go. Thank you for that, Fred. And Jen has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is: switching it up. How big is, what size are your shoes? With an inquisitive face. So my shoes, I don't know whether the same sizes apply to different countries, but here in the UK, it's a 10 or 11 or kind of 10 and a half. So halfway, basically I fit a 10 and an 11. So it just depends on the make of shoe. So that is my shoe size. And thank you, Robert, as well, who has donated $49.99. It's massively appreciated. And this is the same guy that we see in the super chat window. Looks like he's riding a rocket or a firework. Actually, it's a firework because then it explodes. So thank you for that, Robert, and for that donation. It is massively appreciated. And Bill has donated $10. Thank you for this, Bill. The message is: Phil, any chance you can have your CD put on a limited edition vinyl? I am a record vinyl collector. Would love to have a vinyl record from you. So thank you for that, Bill. And it's not something that I've looked into yet, and it's just having the time to organize all these different things. Obviously, there's lots of things that I'd like to do, and it would be cool to have a vinyl of my album, but at the moment it's just something that I haven't had a chance to look into. But thank you for that, Bill. So no real plans at the moment, but we will see what happens in the future. If there's enough demand for it, then certainly it's something that I can look at and consider for the future. So thank you for that, Bill. And Carla has donated $4.99. Here she is. And the message is: don't let the Karens in the world throw you on tilt. Keep doing you, with a peace symbol. So thank you for that, Carla. And I will do. I'll keep on pushing forward. And I think the evidence of the videos that I've done so far, over 700 I think now or something, or maybe for the whole channel 1,000, that was the rumor, or at least that was a message that came up in the comment section of my 1000th video. I think because some of them are unlisted, maybe I get a different figure to the official videos that are on the channel that are public. But anyway, so with the amount of analysis videos that I've done for over 2 years now, I've done a new video every night. And this is the first time that this thing has happened. And more often than not, I do get messages from the people that I do feature, and they talk to me about music and thank me for doing the video. And it's that kind of vibe that I get in terms of the feedback from the artists when I do feature them. So I think most musicians do realize that I'm a musician as well, and if they do look into me or know me anyway from the stuff that I've done, they know that it's all about just spreading the music out there and trying to educate people about music at the same time. So it was just a bit of a shame that they saw the channel as something totally different. I think they just hadn't watched the channel, and that was the problem. But anyway, thank you so much for that, Carla. And Mary has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is: hey Phil, major props on handling your tough week. So thank you for that, Mary. And Sandra has donated $99.99. Thank you so much for that, Sandra. The message is: for whatever you need or want, thank you for all you do with some rock horns in there. So thank you so much for that donation, Sandra. And Orlando has jumped in with a $2 donation saying spike the likes with lots of thumbs up. So if you could hit that thumbs up, it'd be massively appreciated. 20 past 12 here in the evening, 20 past midnight in the UK, and we are at 149 likes. And that's just reminded me that we haven't even got the likes on screen. Hopefully they should appear now. There we go. So we have 150. That was good timing. So we are exactly halfway to the goal for tonight, which is a crazy 300. We'll see if we can make it. If you haven't hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated and help us to get to that target of 300. So we have had another donation, and this has come in from Ray. So again, Ray, thank you for letting me know about the video situation over on Patreon as well, because I did mention this before, but just in case you weren't here. And this is a donation of $143. Thank you so much for that. The message is, hang in there, Phil. During COVID-19 pandemic, YouTube had requested patience from YouTube channel owners due to the AI versus human attention. I will send you the screenshots, but it sounds like you have resolved the issue. Take care, never change, with a smiley face. So thank you for that, Ray, and hopefully, I think, at least on my side, it is all dealt with, and that's certainly what YouTube told me. They said, don't worry about it, everything is above board and it's fine, and it's just something that if it does have to go any further, it won't involve me. So thank you so much for that, Ray. And Debbie has donated $4.99. Thank you so much for this, Debbie. And it's the guy jumping up and down with his party blower thing going off. So thank you so much for that, Debbie. And Teacherman1955 has donated $5 as well. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, sharks don't eat lawyers as a professional courtesy. Spike the likes, Carla and Neil are in the house. Rock with some rock horns and some guitars. So a massive hello to Neil as well, moderating in there. Thank you, Teacherman1955. for drawing our attention to the moderators doing such a great job as always in the live chat room. We also have a donation from Marilyn, who has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, hi Phil, glad everything is okay. In your younger years, did you have a crush on a female musician or actress with a heart? And I'm trying to think now, probably the first one that I was aware of was such a big movie, Titanic, and that was Kate Winslet that was in that. And I think I was just at that age, I don't know how old I was, it must have been just turning into a teenager, going through that time, and you suddenly feel, hang on, I'm attracted to this, rather than girls just being a pain, as you always think, especially with a sister, as I had, always telling me to shut up playing the guitar. You see them as a pain, especially you never grow out of that, I think, with the brother and sister relationship. But fortunately, that has improved, and my sister doesn't tell me to shut up anymore. And yeah, so that was probably the first one, was Kate Winslet. That's the main one that I can remember. So from pretty much then on, I don't know, I'd have to try and think through movies and actors and actresses. I think they used to be called actresses, and now everyone's actors as a collective term, which it should be. But I would have to think. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but that's just the one that really stuck out because it was such a big movie as well. Titanic was huge here in the UK and all over the world, and an amazing movie at the same time. But anyway, thank you for that, Marilyn. And Sandy Parker has donated $10. Thank you so much for that. And I included your second name there, Sandy. I don't usually do that, so apologies, but thank you, Sandy, for this donation. The message is, one more donation for your tough week, reading a book on the Laurel Canyon musicians and wondering if you are a fan of the singer-songwriters of the 70s. So thank you for that, Sandy. And I have featured quite a lot of singer-songwriters from the whole decade that you mentioned in the 70s, and I do like the whole singer-songwriter sound of the 70s, because I think it was one of those where the talent was just at the top level, and they had to be at that level in order to stick out and to get any kind of appreciation and exposure on radio. You just had to be better at your instrument and singing and writing than other people. So it was cutthroat at that time, but it meant that the cream really did rise to the top. So thank you for that, Sandy. And in short, yes, I am a fan. And Kay has donated $5. Thank you for this, Kay. Message is, do you think jazz had any influence on rock and roll in the 1970s to 80s? If so, what was its influence? And this is a difficult one because I think jazz was one of those, obviously it's one of those genres that fell by the wayside because of the whole rock and roll thing that came in, and then the British invasion, all of that stuff. It probably had an influence to a certain extent, but I wouldn't say it was a real part of rock and roll in terms of the music that was being played. Certainly, you could argue that the musicians who were playing the rock and roll were session musicians who had a background in jazz. And that was certainly something that you can say about the Wrecking Crew. When they got in the studio, they were jazz musicians who were playing mainstream rock and roll and mainstream pop rock, anything that was released by, for example, the Beach Boys, and we've already mentioned on this channel about Glenn Campbell and the work that he did with them. But having that fundamental experience in jazz obviously meant that they could add so much to the songs that they were playing. So in a way, it did have an effect, but not a mainstream effect of mainstream jazz musicians who everybody knew. It was the jazz musicians easy for me to say, the jazz musicians who weren't very well known but were in the studios that were a massive part of the overall sound that was released at that time. But anyway, thank you, Kay, so much for that. Karaoke Closet has donated $2.99. Thank you for that. The message is, do some T-Rex because T-Rex, baby. Thank you for that donation, and that is something that I will add to the list. And Orlando has donated $5, and the message is, rest in peace to American actress and singer Naya Rivera. She lost her life in a boating accident on July 8th. She was only 33, with a sad face. So thank you for that donation, Orlando, and also for that information. I didn't know that piece of information, and thank you for letting us all know about that, and rest in peace indeed. I'm going to be moving on to the next video. I say the next video, we haven't even played the first one yet because we've been talking about so much stuff, and also the whole situation that I mentioned over on Patreon over the last few days. But it's almost 12:30 already, so we'll jump into the first video of the night. And this was requested by Deborah over on Patreon, and thank you guys again for answering my request for requests over there. This is Art Not Commerce, the live version of it. I will be in the live chat room while this is playing. I hope you guys enjoy it, and I'll see you guys after this. Rock!
Telling me what's right, but I will make my own way.
And there we have it. That was my song called Art Not Commerce, and that's available on my album called Persistence, which you can pick up at wingsofpegasus.com/store. So we had a little bit of action in the super chat window, and I did see, going through the live chat room, a comment about the vocal mix on that video. Those videos are from the live stream that I did, so I couldn't hear the sound going into the computer. I could only hear the sound of the room, so the mix was really difficult to try and gauge as to whether everything was fine, because I just played and hoped that people could hear it half decently on the other side of the screen, because it was a live stream, so that audio can't then be post-mixed, because I didn't record it all independently. It just all went into the computer and recorded as it was being played live. So unfortunately that mix of the vocal could be a little bit higher if I could somehow hear it, or could have heard it, but I was trying to organize everything as I always do. It's just me doing everything, so I was doing the live stream, trying to get everything sorted, and it was live streamed before the live streams were really easy to do, so I had to go through a server in Germany and a company in Germany to do it. So yeah, a lot of organization in order to do that, but we got there in the end. But unfortunately the lead vocal maybe was a little bit low, but that's just the way it was. But thank you everybody for joining me tonight, and all of the donations in the super chat window as well, because we are going to dive into there again, because Mona has donated $50, and thank you so much for that, Mona. Again, the message is earlier donation wasn't a mistake, and neither is this. Just hoping to take the sting out of the last few days. So thank you for that, Mona. It's massively appreciated, and it's great just to touch base with you guys on these live streams, because this is like a day off, effectively, not doing an analysis video, also having a break from all of the interactions, trying to sort out all of the stuff to do with that whole situation that I've already explained. It's good sometimes to just break away from that and chat to you guys. And then after this, I'll also get into the messages that you guys have sent over the last day. And I think I'm maybe to within 24 hours of messages, so I will answer those as well after this whole live stream. But thank you guys for all of those messages of support. I really do appreciate it. And Laura has donated $10. Thank you for this, Laura. The message is, Phil, how old were you when you started growing your hair long? What did your family think about it? And I think I was 23 when I started growing it properly long. And as a kid, it's probably entertaining for you to know that my mum had a shaver thing that just had a grading system on it, and I don't know what grade I used to have, but it meant that we saved money on haircuts, which was always a good idea. So she just got this shaver thing and just did it all over my head, so I had a very, very short hair for a lot of my young life. And then sometimes she would, well, once she made a mistake where she put the shaver, or started doing it without the grading thing on it, so it means that it takes off all the hair. So on one side of my head, I had no hair, and then my hair started. So then she did the other side to make it look like it was even. So I looked like I was maybe about 30 years of age. And this was when I was at secondary school, and I must have been 13 or 14, because I can remember walking across Maidenhead Bridge, and one of my friends said to me that from a distance, I looked like I was about 30 because I had a receding hairline. That's because my mum hadn't put on the grading thing and had cut it down on one side, but then thought that it would be a good idea to try and balance it on the other side. And obviously I'm not seeing this in the mirror when it happens. I think my dad started laughing when it did happen, so I knew something was happening that wasn't, well, that good for me, but obviously very funny to watch. But anyway, thank you for that, Laura. And yeah, the answer to that is about 23. And then it probably took me about a year, maybe a bit longer, to grow it out and then get it layered so that it looks decent, or at least it looks what I think is half decent, but probably really bad for most of the population here in the UK. But thank you so much for that, Laura. And Lynn has donated $100. Thank you so much for that, Lynn. The message is, I have been enjoying seeing your hair in full flow lately. It is crazy at the moment. It's just really in full flow. This is probably the longest it's been probably ever, maybe. It might have been a little bit longer than this when I was growing it out because it all grew at the same rate. So it meant that my hair would have been down here and it looked really dodgy. But anyway, so the message was, I have been enjoying seeing your hair in full flow lately, but when you do return to your stylist, please add this to the tip. So thank you for that, Lynn. And an exclusive next Wednesday is when I'm going to have my hair cut. So it'll probably be cut back to the fringe, just the normal way that I have it. I might actually keep this length at the back because I quite like the long, even though actually that is really long. But I might keep most of that length there and then have my normal fringe thing going on with the rest of it. But thank you for that, Lynn. And Will has donated $5. Thank you for that, Will. The message is, thanks for the videos, Phil. Do you have a favourite guitar player? Mine is Eric Clapton. I hope everyone is staying safe and sane. So thank you for that, Will. And probably my favourite, just because he's the first guitarist that I heard and then I got into playing the guitar from hearing him, was Jimi Hendrix. So I always tend to lean towards him as a favourite. If I did have to pick any guitarist as my favourite, it would probably be Jimi Hendrix. But thank you for that, Will. And DM has donated $1.99. Thank you for that. And the message is, and there we have it, new mug, ? Adrian Vandenberg. So thank you for that, DM. And I don't think Adrian has been covered yet in the analysis videos, but I can certainly add him to the list. And a new mug, I'm not sure. Oh, maybe, and there we have it. Maybe that's the idea for the new mug. It could be in the future. At the moment, it's just going to be Spike the Likes, and I've turned it around the other way because I was showing the logo last time. The Spike the Likes mug, you can get your hands on that in the tray underneath this video if you want to, and you can get your hands on a mask. You might have to go to teespring.com. I'm not sure whether it's in the tray underneath this video. I might be able to check that if I play a video and then get into the settings on YouTube to see if I can somehow bring up the masks, because mine is on the way. So I'm waiting for my Wings of Pegasus mask to turn up, and then I'll maybe model that for you guys in the future. But thank you for that, DM. Lisa has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, did you ever or do you, it's just moved down. Did you ever or do you know now have pierced ears? So thank you for that, Lisa. Let me just read that again because I did a really bad job of reading it. Did you ever or do you now have pierced ears? And no, I have never, and I don't have now. So a very quick answer to that question. And Karen has donated $5. Thank you, Karen, for that. The message is, hi, Phil. I listened to your album while driving. It was like being on vacation. I appreciate all you do. Cheers, Karen. So thank you for that, Karen. And Vince has donated $5. Thank you for this, Vince. The message is, Phil, Matrix X said in the live chat, does Phil have any photos with short hair? It would be nice to see it. And I know that there is a picture somewhere of when I was about 22 or 23 that was like a band picture, but in that picture I did have short hair, and that's when I started growing it. But I don't know where that picture is. I think it is literally a picture that you went and printed off, because I am that old that when we had pictures back in the day, you got it developed. And I think there were digital cameras around at that time, but I wasn't advanced enough to have one of those at that time. So it was a physical copy of it, and trying to find physical copies of my pictures from my youth is a definite mission because I have no idea where those pictures are. And it was pretty much from 24, 25, 26, I then had long hair. So finding something of me without long hair is going to be a bit of a mission. But thank you for that, Matrix X and Vince, for also letting me know about that question. And Lisa has donated $5. Thank you for that, Lisa. The message is, your hair looks really good in the Jenny photography pictures. Maybe get it down like that again, ? And this is it. I pretty much just go with whatever the cut is that happens at that time. So I'm not sure exactly. I think that is the picture on my YouTube channel, so I'll have to have a look at that. But I think a lot of that is lighting, because it was very well lit, and the contrast also that Jenny, I used to teach her guitar, so she agreed to take some pictures for me for her portfolio as well, which is great. So we could scratch each other's backs with guitar lessons, and also I get some cool pictures. But I think a lot of it is lighting and contrast, because obviously she was a professional, she knew exactly what she's doing. So she could get this hair to probably look similar. I say probably, I sounded like I was a bit drunk there. It's definitely just summer fruit squash that I'm drinking. But she probably could get this hair to look like that with the lighting and the contrast, to see all of the different details in the hair. But anyway, thank you for that, Lisa. And King Nero has donated $5. Thank you for that. The message is, this shout out goes to Hurricane Smith. You are missed, one of the best producers in music from the UK. So thank you for that, King Nero, and for that message as well. And Carl has donated $2 to not cut the hair. So thank you for that, Carl. And I think it's just a case of, I need to cut it so that I can actually see what's going on, because my fringe, which is usually around about eyebrow level, it means that I can see around me, whereas at the moment it's like having tunnel vision, because my hair is taking up all of my peripheral vision, as it is called. But thank you for that, Carl. Let's jump into the next video. This might have to be one of those live streams where I don't get through all of the videos, because we're only at the request for the cover, and this was from Deborah, and it came from, I think, last week and then the week before that, so it's taken a little while to get to this one. But it is my cover of You Know My Name, and this was featuring Kent Johnson as well, playing violin, so it was a collaboration. We will jump into this. As always, I'll be in the chat room, and I will see you guys after this. Rock!
If you take a life, do you know what you give? Odds are you won't like what it is. When the storm arrives, would you be seen with me by the merciless eyes of deceit? I've seen angels fall from
we have it. That was mine and Kent's version of, well, it's a Chris Cornell classic, and it's from the movie, and the movie Casino Royale, which is one of those themes that a lot of people say, what is your favorite Bond theme? And I always say this one, You Know My Name, is such a great Bond theme in my opinion because of Chris Cornell as well. His vocal is just insane on that. But anyway, that was mine and Ken's version of it. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and thank you also, Deborah, for requesting that. It took me a little bit of time to get there, but I did see we did have some action in the super chat window, and Deborah did pop up in there. But this was also after Ken's donation of $5. Thank you for that, Ken. The message is, hello, Phil. What would you think if Roy Clark and Jimi Hendrix would have been like if they had a chance to jam together with lots of rock horns? So it's interesting because Roy Clark just had insane technique but never played through overdrive and distortion. So it would have been interesting to hear that. He had all the technique in the world, so it would have sounded great. And I've also seen Roy playing jazz as well. There's so many things that Roy Clark could do with so many different instruments. So I think if they jammed together, it would have certainly been a very interesting jam to listen to, not only with the relationship and the way that Roy always entertained, but also with the music that they'd be able to produce. So thank you for that, Ken. And Deborah has donated $5. Thank you for that, Deborah. And the message was, thanks for playing my request. Kent's violin is everything here. So thank you for that. And yes, the violin is something that really does add to that track, and being able to work with him was great. Just to work with somebody who plays the violin and not playing the guitar or drums or bass, it's certainly a different sound for one of the collaborations, and is one of those videos where I look smart, and I very rarely am in a suit, and that was the one occasion that it was caught on film. So you hopefully enjoyed that. But thank you for that donation, Deborah. Orlando has donated $2 underneath this, and the message is, the name is Henley, Philip Henley, and it probably would work better if you said the name is Henley, Phil Henley, because then it's at least got the right amount of syllables in there. But maybe Philip sounds a little bit less cool, and maybe, yeah. But thank you, Orlando, for that. You can discuss that in the live chat room. Phil or Philip. I think Philip is a little bit too abrupt at the end, whereas Phil tends to have a nice ending line to it. Maybe I'm thinking about this too musically. But anyway, thank you guys for joining me tonight. It is 10 to 1 here in the morning, and if we do get a chance, if you could hit that thumbs up, it would be massively appreciated. We're trying to get to 300 likes tonight, which is a bit of a crazy total. Before that, it was 230 likes that was the target. 250 likes tends to be my target that I would love people to hit that thumbs up in order for us to achieve. And at the moment we're up to 230, so we're looking for 20 more people to get to 250 and another 70 in order to get to 300. So I'm not sure whether we'll get up to 300 because that is a crazy number. But if you haven't hit that thumbs up now, then, well, if you haven't hit it now, you've got an opportunity to, and you can seize that opportunity. So thank you everyone who's hit that thumbs up so far, and for hitting that thumbs up previously in order to get that total up to as many as possible. You can also hit the thumbs up if you're watching this in the future. It all counts towards just helping out the channel and this live stream to get out there and just get the channel out there a little bit more into the world. It is massively appreciated. So thank you guys for hitting that thumbs up button and for subscribing, because I think now we're past 143,000 subscribers. So another crazy number, but we will keep on pushing forward and see where we end up. We are going to be jumping into the next video of the night because I do need to roll on with these videos, and this is going to be another showing of the Paris Nord lyric video that I made a couple of weeks ago, and this was requested. It has been requested quite a lot, and it was requested by Kevin and Mary, I think, as well, Lisa. So thank you guys for requesting this. We can have another view of it so you guys can read along, and also hear the original album version of the song, my song from my album called Persistence. I hope you guys enjoy this. As always, I'll be in that live chat room, and I'll see you guys after. If you can hit that thumbs up during this song, we'll see where we end up afterwards. And hopefully, it looks like now we're looking for 58 people. So, we're getting there slowly but surely. I'll see you guys after this. Rock! And there we have it. That was my song called Paris Nord. I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and that is the album version from my album called Persistence. And thank you everybody for the kind words about that song going through the live chat room. It is much appreciated, and that is obviously different to the acoustic version, but I managed to get some of the acoustic footage and use that to make the lyric video. Hopefully made it a little bit more interesting to watch. But also, I did see in the live chat room about, somebody did say, I'm not sure who it was, about how I came up with the name or the song. And Paris Nord is a train station in France, and I was in France at Paris Nord train station when that song really came about. That's where it started, and it's me and another bandmate who had gone to see the band called Winger in France, and we had missed our train back. Unbelievably, well, not that unbelievable, because we weren't very good at actually keeping time, but also we didn't have a car, so we had to walk everywhere in France, and it was a bit of a nightmare. So we missed our train back to England, so we had a little bit of extra time, and that's where Paris Nord came about. And it did start off as something totally different, and it then started to morph into, once I had the D and then the descending run downwards, it started to take shape, and then it pretty much wrote itself. So it was one of those songs that just happened really quickly, which was always a very convenient way to write, and very welcome when that does happen. But let's get the super chat window up on screen, because we did have a little bit of action in there. So thank you so much for the donation, Linda. I think it was Linda, or maybe it was Karen, who has donated $5. Thank you for this, Karen. The message is, "Hi Phil, I hope this isn't too personal. Someone asked if you have tattoos. If not, have you ever and or would consider getting any? Rock on, Karen." So thank you for that. And I don't have any tattoos. Whether I would in the future, I don't know. I think it's something that I have been asked on the live streams before. It's just something that I have to try and think of, something in my life that would mean I put it on my body and then don't regret having the tattoo done. It's got to be something that's really important that maybe that has happened, and I have all the memories in my mind, so I'm not sure whether I would put it on myself in order to remember, but you never know in the future. I've got nothing against tattoos, it's just that I don't have any. So thank you for that, Karen. And Linda has donated $5. Thank you for that, Linda. The message is, "You sounded great on that last cover, Phil, and yes, you looked smart. How did your collaboration with Kent come about?" So thank you for that, Linda. And this was due to doing a course with Peter Hollins, who was just using test subjects in order to test his course, test subjects for his course before he released it to the public. And it just so happened that Kent and I were part of that group that we used in order to take the course through its paces, and also point out links that didn't work, all of that kind of stuff. So we then decided to collaborate. We were all part of the same group on Facebook, and that's how that all came about. So it really was through Peter Hollins and his course that he was designing, and we just happened to be the subjects that were chosen to test it all out. But thank you for that, Linda. And Marge has donated $2. Thank you for that, Marge. And the message is, "I like your respectful and positive attitude." So thank you for that, Marge. And Paul has donated $5. Thank you for that, Paul. The message is, "Thank you for analysing Emmy's Sunshine. Your positive, constructive words are always well received." So thank you for that, Paul. And yes, I did get there in the end. I have got a very long list, and it does take me a bit of time to get to all of those, but thank you for your patience. And we did get a little bit of Emmy Sunshine up on the channel last night. So if you guys haven't seen that video, check it out, because it's definitely worth a watch. So we have now 253 likes. I'm trying to see the live likes that I took off the screen for the video, but there it is. So 253 likes. Thank you guys so much for hitting that thumbs up. We've hit my target of 250. I'm not sure whether we'll get up to 300, because it's now just gone past 1 a.m. here, and I do have the messages to get to after this live stream, so I will be not going on for too long. I think we're going to probably jump into the last video of the night, but just before we do, we have had another donation, and this has come in from Deborah again. Thank you for that, Deborah, and it's for $5. The message is, what are the pendants you wear sometimes? Do I recognize Light of Even Star from Lord of the Rings? And yes, you do, Deborah. I have the Light of Even Star from Lord of the Rings. I have a Fender Plectrum, and that is a metallic one. This is a silver Plectrum, or a pick, as you can also call it. And I have a wing that's also on a chain. So sometimes I wear 3 chains that have all of those things on there. And I sometimes wear accessories as well on my wrists, and it's something that obviously I don't get myself all kitted out for the analysis videos doing that every night. It's pretty much only something that I do if I'm performing, or if I go out to watch a band or go out to socialize, then the accessories tend to come out more like that. But also I have a couple of rings that I sometimes wear on my right hand, and that's just because they're random that I wear. They don't really signify anything. I just like the look of them. So yes, you do recognize that, as well as I'm sure a few people like in the last video for that Paris Nord lyric video. I am wearing a Lord of the Rings hoodie as well. So I've watched the movies many times, and I think at least once a year I get through the Lord of the Rings back to back, and maybe watch the Hobbit movies as well, because I sometimes do have some time, or at least I make sure that I spend some time to watch movies. I tend to watch movies in segments. So the Lord of the Rings lasts me a very long time, especially if I'm just watching it in 20-minute or 30-minute segments. I just watch that maybe every day or every other day. So then one movie can pretty much last me a whole week. So it's probably a couple of months worth of just watching those movies. But thank you for that, Deborah. We are going to be jumping into the final video of the night, and this is going to be the lyric video for Greed. And this was requested by Lynn over on Patreon. So thank you for requesting that, Lynn. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Again, if you want to, you can hit that thumbs up, and we'll try and get to 300 likes, but we're looking for 39 more people. We might not make it, but we never know. Maybe it'll have to be a target that we reach after the live stream on the catch up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. It's my song called Greed, and I'll see you guys after. Rock.
Now the fire's burning low. Sees the bottle
there we have it. That was my song called Greed. Again, that's available on my album called Persistence, which you can get on iTunes, Amazon, but also best for me, wingsofpegasus.com/store. Just quickly as well, a huge shout out to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook. If you guys want to get involved over there, you can do. And Vince hosts the after party over there, and we are all back to normal and just firing on all cylinders over there on Facebook, so you guys can join in the conversation and keep the conversation going after these live streams over on Facebook. But we have had a little bit more action in the super chat window, so having a look here, we have had a donation from Lynn, and this is $100. Again, thank you, Lynn, so much for that donation. And the message is commemorating 1,000 uploads as of last night. Yes, I am yelling. So thank you for that, Lynn. And this is something that I'm not sure whether there are 1,000. There's maybe over 1,000. I don't know whether that's 1,000 public videos, but it might just be 1,000 videos in total on the channel. So it's something that I haven't really been keeping an eye on. I just keep on doing a new video every night, and then whatever number we end up at, that will be the number we end up at. So it's not particularly complicated, or I don't really get into analytics and all that kind of stuff. I know that a lot of YouTubers really get into analyzing when are people online, how long do they watch for, when's the best time to upload, and all that kind of stuff. All I do is just go through the cycle of doing a new video every day, and I think sometimes it does fall into a cycle of coming out at about 2 a.m. or being released on YouTube at about 2 a.m. here in the UK. But then if there's like a copyright issue or anything, or a copyright block, and I have to then re-edit, then it can be released at maybe 4 or later here in the UK. But hopefully it's at more of a convenient time for you guys wherever you are in different parts of the world. So we are going to be calling it to a close for this live stream. Just before we do, Orlando has donated $20. Thank you for that, Orlando. And the message is victory, with this guy turning around, giving the victory sign and the peace sign all at once. So thank you for that, Orlando. And we are going to be calling it to an end. So we're not going to hit the target of 300 likes, but we did hit 267, so a crazy amount of likes for tonight. Thank you guys so much for that. And also, if you want to pick yourself up, or pick yourselves up a Spike the Like mug, or Spike the Likes mug, then you can do in the tray underneath this video, as well as the other merchandise, the Wings of Pegasus t-shirt, also the mask. That's something that I was going to look into while the videos are playing, but I just get totally confused and distracted and forget to add anything to it. I'm not sure whether, I'm looking down the list now live to see if we've got it. It's not in the list, so it's taking a bit of time to get from Teespring over to YouTube, and that is the masks that I'm talking about, the Wings of Pegasus masks, so that we can all stay safe and look like really great stylized wingers with our logo on our face. And that actually comes in white and black. There are color options, and this is what happens getting towards the end of the live stream. I lose the ability to talk because my brain runs out of words, because I've probably said them all for talking for about an hour straight. But thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. And I am going to be here again on Saturday night for the live stream then. I'll be doing an analysis video tomorrow night and Thursday and Friday as always. I'm going to be in the comments section of those videos as well. But if you're available on Saturday night, then I will be here at the same time and the same place. I've got to jump into the messages that I haven't had a chance to answer because of the whole thing that's been going on recently. So I need to do some catching up with the emails and the messages over on Patreon and Facebook as well. But thank you guys so much for all of your support, not only here on Super Chat and the whole Patreon or Patreon website is massively appreciated. You guys who pop up in the Super Chat window from Patreon as well. All of you guys who just join me, full stop, on the live streams. Just having people to talk to is great, and also for being such a great community and having so many interesting things to say in the comment section. And a huge shout out as well to the moderators, because they make this all possible. So thank you moderators, thank you patrons, thank you super chat members who are patrons most of the time as well. It is massively appreciated. And I will see you guys live on Saturday. Everybody, please stay safe if you can. And if you want to get yourselves a mask, head over to teespring.com and have a search for Wings of Pegasus, and then you'll find the mug, the t-shirts, and the mask as well. And it's just all about staying distanced if you can and being as safe as possible. But thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I'll see you at the same time, the same place on Saturday, and I'll always be over on Patreon as well. If you guys want to get involved over on Patreon, you can do. They make the names at the bottom of this screen. They make everything possible here on my channel. So a massive thank you to you guys. And I do have a link here somewhere about the patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus page. If you want to head over there, you can do. And it is just something that is so appreciated by me in order to keep everything going and allow me the ability to do a new video every single night, as well as your support in the super chat window on these live streams. So thank you guys so much for all of you and all of your support over the last few days on Patreon as well. It has meant a lot, and it's kept me going forward, and it's great to have your support as well, and to know as well that you guys have my back in these kind of situations. To have your support, it really is massively appreciated. So thank you guys. I'll see you guys on Saturday and in the comment section of the analysis videos. So I will see you guys then.